Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you are doing great today. Happy Easter to all of you and your families. May this year bring you happiness and health and wealth to all of you. So I was also taking a Easter holiday with the family, so I just got back and right to the charts because BTC is doing obviously what BTC likes to do the best in a bear market. With that said, I'm going to jump straight to the charts and just explain to you what I see. So bear with me. We will be talking about the micro time frames, the macro time frames, and see where this is heading. We have levels of validation and invalidation for both bullish and bearish scenarios, and obviously we will be talking about all of these. So let's get started. First of all, as you can see here, yesterday BTC was trading nicely. Actually, the indicators were showing a lot of upside. Actually, it wasn't very bearish, but the problem is the consolidation rule. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that there's something that I use in trading which is called the consolidation rule, which basically means if you consolidate over a specific period of time and the indicators are bullish or bearish, then most likely the price action will do the opposite. So price action will drop if the indicators are bullish, and price action will pump if the indicators are bearish. So what happens exactly that. So you drop from a support here, which was forming a nice base of support. You drop from support, you retested it, got rejected, and then the next candle, bam, dropped after. So the breakout is legit from this resistance area. It did break pretty correctly. If I would assume this is a bear flag formation, which it looks like, technical target of the bear flag will be around let's say, let me take this more conservatively in a nicer form, vertical. So technical target of the bear flag will be around 38k flat, and the indicators are still showing downside. There's no bullish momentum still in the market. We have some good signs and some bad signs. The good signs is that we're nearing support. So that's one of the major good signs, that this is a nice area of support. Now, more specifically, the bottom of the channel. I'm gonna pop to the monthly, even though the monthly is bearish, still in a downtrend, still, in a bear market. I'm just gonna pop up this MA that I have, this moving average, which is the 22 moving average. Now, why did I use this moving average? I'm gonna probably adjust it slightly here and there, but for now, this moving average is the one that helped us bounce. So it bounced here, and very close to this area as well. So this moving average right now is sitting around 37,494, whereas the bottom of the channel is sitting around 37,200, around that area. So as you can see, a potential bounce there would be very, very much likely. Whether it's gonna be a partial bounce, like I said, or a bounce that will fly us to the moon, I cannot say for sure till I get validation from my indicators. So the best validation will be the daily stochastic. The daily stochastic right now is still bearish. It tried to enter a bullish upside, but it faked out and it dropped, and this is because the 3-day time frame is bearish as well. So this is the bad sign that we're basically looking at. Now keep in mind, this 3-day candle closes in 17 hours, but it's looking like it's closing already, and it's looking like it's bearish already. Like, it's not looking like there's any type of bullish momentum here. So if you look left, you could see what the 3-day squeeze, when the 3-day squeeze happens to be bearish. And then, you know me already, I like to sell the green, buy the red. So when if you sold this, you avoided a huge crash to the downside, so around 50% crash, right? And if you sold this around this area as well, you avoided at least a 25% drop to the downside. And if you sold above around this area, which is the top of the squeeze, obviously, you would have avoided at least a 19 or a 20% drop. Now this could go to 25%, as BTC usually does, so 36.4. And this 36.4 area, even though it is below our strong support, if this were to happen, I would expect the wick there. I wouldn't expect BTC to drop. Now, the wick is important, and the price action that follows is very important. So here's where the scenarios come in, and then I'm going to tell you what I have in my mind and what I think is most likely going to happen for BTC. Because the 3-day is bearish, it's looking like it's going to be bearish, confirmed with 3-day stochastic crossing below 20, 3-day MACD crossing bearish, weekly also rippling as well. As you can see, the weekly time frame is dropping one more time, but this will not be confirmed bearish until it drops below 20 again. So once it drops below 20, then this is basically, you're entering another strong drop to the downside, which is potentially this huge bull flag forming here. Now, I don't really trade or take into account patterns of targets. So this will take BTC to like $2,600, which I'm not gonna, it's just absurd, honestly, because it is a new era. It is a new, a new way of thinking. There's a lot of adoption happening for BTC. Countries are buying it. So history is not bound to repeat itself. Now, if it does repeat itself, I'm going to be the first one who's going to be buying at those lows. But I don't see it happening. For me, like I've been saying for a while, I think 25 to 27K tops will be the bottom of the bear market. And that's maybe some wicks here and there. But that's basically it. I don't see it drop to 13 or 10 or 12. If it does that, by the way, then you're entering a prolonged bear market. And by that I mean, I have a theory, obviously, that BTC has been in a 10-year bull run. And obviously because it has been in a 10-year uptrend, no matter what anyone says, this uptrend needs to be followed by a retracement wave. So every wave up has to retrace down. And with the current stock market conditions, I still believe it's going to get very nasty by the end of the year. So with that said, if we do go to these levels, 10, 12, 2, 3, whatever, it's mostly going to be because of the fact that BTC is on a huge 10-year bull run with a retracement wave happening. Now, obviously, the retracement wave is not going to take the same amount of time. We're not talking about time, but we're talking about percentage of retrace. So usually wave 2s retrace around, let's say, 40 to the 618 or to the 0.85. Or even to 90, so 90% retrace, 85% retrace, 50 to 60% retrace. Now, if you apply this to our current wave, which took us to around 70,000, then you would know that, okay, a 70% retrace from, a 50 retracement level from 70K is around 35K. And then you apply that to the 90%, and it will get you those levels of 10 to 12K. So that's the only way BTC. And since the monthly is bearish, it could happen. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen or, it's 100% not going to happen. But I'm just factoring in mass adoption. I'm factoring in buying sentiment of the market. We will have a nasty crash. That's for sure. And after that nasty crash is, it's going to fly up around end of year or so. And I will be buying the nasty crash, by the way. But I'm just commenting on those levels that people are talking about on Twitter, like $2,000, $3,000 BTC. Like, there's no way that happens unless of what I stated. So basically, unless you're entering a full retracement on wave 2 or 90% retracement on wave 2. And that will only happen, by the way, if, you have panic selling on crypto, everybody abandoning crypto, and Bitcoin is a lie and it's fraud. So if Bitcoin is what we believe it is, that's not going to happen. We're not going to see 2,000 or 10,000 or 12,000 BTC. But obviously, markets change. I will keep you updated no matter what. Now, for current market, like I said, we are looking pretty bearish. So the scenarios that I have, first scenario, obviously, I'm going to pop the weekly EMAs to show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so first scenario obviously is a bounce around this area, around the 37K region, on the daily, and then a bounce towards, at least in my personal opinion, like 42.5, that region right there, and then a rejection there, and then a drop once more, and then that's basically the real drop. So if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know of my scenario. So bounce like this, and then a drop to around 35K first, and then another bounce towards 40, a rejection, and 31 after. So something similar to this. Let me show you. You have a bounce here, you get rejected here, you drop to around 35K here. So basically you lose your support, you retest it at resistance, you confirm it, and then you go to around 31,500, around that area. Okay, something like this. And then after 5, I can't be sure. I need to check the data and the information by then. So this is one of the scenarios that I have. This is the most likely, in my personal opinion, to happen. But it is my personal opinion. It's not related to the charts at all. The second scenario is pretty similar, but with one being slightly higher. So we go to the $50,000 region instead. This is the least likely, in my personal opinion, because of what the indicators on the 3-day time frame and the weekly are showing right now. If they flip bullish and we're able to consolidate, so if the consolidation rule applies on the larger time frames for at least 2 weeks, this is going to happen. But I don't think it's going to happen because it is May, and in May you sell and you go away. So most likely I'm going for this scenario. Now the worst case scenario is something that will be similar to this. So basically in the next couple of days we lose this area and we go to 35k. And then we bounce at 35, get rejected here, and then drop again one more time, and then bounce again, and then drop again, form a double bottom, and then rise again. And then the cycle is going to keep repeating itself. You go here, you hit yourself around 44k one more time, and then you drop again. And this is going to be, when you zoom out, by the way, and just let me show you, it's going to be a general downtrend still. Lower highs and lower lows being made. Okay, it's going to be something similar to this. Now, it could be something like that, but this is going to play out for the current price action. So something similar to this for the current price action, forming a type of double bottom around $31,000, $30,000. When you tap it, and you remember I said this, once you tap 30k, on the next tap, it's gonna break. People are gonna long pretty heavily here. They're gonna invest pretty heavily here. I know I will, definitely. I will, because I think the market will give me one trade of confidence first, and after that trade is finalized, that trade of confidence, oh, I'm going to the moon, I'm 50,000 next. This will go back to 30k again. People will enter again, and then bam, liquidation wick towards around 25, 26k, 27k, that region. Now, obviously, this upside right here that we have could be slightly higher. I'm not saying it couldn't, because the market could do that, and it will still be technically a lower high as well. So we could go to like 55, perfect bull trap for everybody. But there should be signs on the indicators that show this to us. If there's no signs, this is not going to do that. And obviously, I will keep you up to date. So for now, if I'm going to put the most likely scenario, it will be something that looks similar to this. Where you're basically just getting rejected on this trend line of resistance right there, and then you're dropping, making lower lows and lower highs. And this is the worst case scenario, by the way. This is the absolute worst case scenario. But as you can see, even in the worst case scenario that you have, even on this worst case scenario, you're still going to basically, oh, this is not the worst case. No, this is not the worst case. But even on these scenarios, so this is the most likely scenario, and this is the worst case scenario, right? Even in these scenarios, these types of scenarios, you will have a retracement wave up. So every selling wave has a buying wave. Selling wave has a buying wave. So the market will give you an exit if you want to exit, right? So just don't sell the red. Never sell the 1, 3, and 5, or here, or even where we are right now. There's no need to sell. You wait for confirmation of breakdown, retest as rejected as resistance, already confirmed. Your indicators are showing bearishness, more downside. Okay, you want to exit, you can exit, because it's a breakout, retest, and a drop. So you're avoiding the remaining of the drop. And obviously the same applies for the most likely scenario, where you're going to go like this. Basically, you drop towards the bottom of the channel here. You get one more bounce of support. You go towards 42,500, give or take, and then you drop once more. And then once you start losing that area of support, that's when you will know that, okay, you need to exit. Mesa's scenario is happening. And if you don't want to exit here, at least exit on 4. Like, if you really want to lose, exit with a loss, which I don't really advise anyone, because crypto is a hodling game. It's not a quick in and out. This is more trading related. So those are the 3 scenarios that are very possible. Now, my personal opinion is obviously this scenario that you see right now, because of the 3-day time frame is bearish, because the weekly time frame is bearish as well. Will we get this 100%? I will obviously keep you up to date, especially on Twitter. So follow me. The link is in the description below. And if you want to be more engaged with me and get more information with me, you can enter my private paid Discord. Link is in the description below as well. for my Telegram. Well, you can message me there, and I'll probably share information on the payments and the pricing and what we have on the Discord. But mostly I'm active there most of the time. If not, you can follow me on Twitter, because I also post a lot of stuff there. So things can change, and if I do see a change where, consolidation rule happening, 3-day flipping bullish, weekly flipping bullish, and we're still around the bottom of the channel, we're not really losing it, then I could say that, okay, 50K is next. If that's not gonna happen, this is what I see for now, especially in May, especially in May. So that is it for today's update. One more thing to add, obviously the 4-hour time frame here, which I have, my indicators are still bearish and they're still showing a lot of sell signals. So there's no confirmation yet on any type of buy, any bottom hit on this retracement that is happening right now. Once I have some types of signal, I'll probably update on Twitter if I have the time, but definitely on Discord no matter what, because it's my private family. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have an amazing week. Happy Easter again to all of you and your families, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.